Welcome to Travel Tech 2023 USA and Canada 4 edition, where transformation begins. By becoming a sponsor at Travel Tech, you'll gain access to an exclusive platform to showcase your brand to a global audience. Here's why you should sponsor our event. Travel Tech provided knowledge to more than 167 countries. Travel Tech is the largest online event in the travel and hospitality industry, reaching the milestone of over 1,500,000 unique impressions in its events, delivering to the world knowledge, free education, inclusion, and effective networking for evolution in the industry, being an excellent means of showcasing your brand. Over 80,000 people attended our live events, generating more than 19,000 hospitality and travel-focused leads. Introducing Travel Tech Academy, a platform offering free courses designed to share valuable knowledge from the best professionals in the travel and hospitality industry. Our mission is to provide inclusive learning opportunities for those who may not have the means to gain qualifications otherwise. With Travel Tech Academy, you'll have access to top-notch resources and insights that can help propel your career in the travel and hospitality sector. Over 3,500 professionals have already taken the course on our platform, acquiring knowledge and improving their professional profile. Many professionals, through Travel Tech Academy courses, have managed to find better job opportunities in the job market. For more information, visit traveltechacademy.com. Stay tuned for the upcoming editions. Brazil and Portugal, taking place between May 23rd and 25th. APAC, happening between July 11th and 13th. LATAM and Spain, taking place between September 12th and 15th. EMEA happening between November 14th and 18th, thus concluding the events of 2023. And to become a sponsor of Travel Tech, get in touch through our website, traveltechspace.com, or by email at geraldo@traveltechspace.com. Travel Tech, what else?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Travel Tech US and Canada 2023. Thanks so much to be here. Would like to welcome our special guest today, our distinguished guest. Thank you so much to Leonhard Gray, CEO and co-founder of Big Data, John Reese, specialist in blockchain and Web3. Alex Barrows knows everything about metaverse. Ken Peddle, CEO and founder of EV Hotels, another specialist in crypto, blockchain, and NFT, and Sakin, CEO and co-founder of Sheni. Welcome everyone to be here. Thank you so much. Welcome. I will pass now to introduce we today. We'll talk about artificial intelligence, blockchain, ChatGPT, Jasper, that's coming from Amazon, and a few more that's coming on board, and blockchain. So I will pass for all of you. You're going to have a few minutes to introduce yourself and talk about your background. So please go ahead. John Ruiz, please, it's your turn. Go ahead, my friend.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Very, very happy to be here again, this panel. And thank you for Benicio for inviting me one more time this year again to contribute and help the education of the travel tech community. In short, I have been mostly worked for travel, e-commerce, technology companies such as bed banks, flight meta searches, and OTAs. And in the last 18 months, I have been fascinated by the applications and use cases that blockchain technology can enable. It can really impact so many industries, and it can do so many things. Their creativity is really the limit. On this journey now, I'm helping Chain for Travel project. Their all travel companies can come to learn, participate, and develop any kind of applications on top of a dedicated blockchain system, which is being developed exclusively for this industry. Additionally, I'm also working with a very advanced Web3 company called NFT Studios, and there we can help all travel brands, all different types of travel companies who want to create and launch a new marketing strategy via digital collectibles. Very similar to the Etihad Airlines digital collection, which is about creating communities and movements around a group of owners. And many others have launched similar projects such as Starbucks, Nike, and Time Magazine. Again, very happy to be here, and please share your questions in the Q&A session. Thanks.
Thank you so much, John. Welcome to Travel Tech 2023. Let's go to our next distinguished guest, Lion Hargrave from Big Tata, CEO and founder. Lion, welcome to be here. Please introduce yourself and your company. Go ahead, my friend.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my name is Leon Hardgrave. Thank you for hosting me. It's an honor to be with this esteemed group of people. So unlike anybody else in this group, my background actually is not a deep travel background. I was a financial trader on Wall Street for years in various roles, business trader. And I got hooked into blockchain, became very focused on that technology. And then when I became friends with a series of hotel friends, and I've had a personal use case where I've had a series of non-refundable reservations in the past that I lost money on because of foibles involving family and other conflicts where I thought I was going to do something and I overestimated our ability to make an appointment. And so I lost all the money on a non-refundable reservation. It happened multiple times. I got to the point where there's a sense of frustration that as it's just next year, like, why can't I resell this like I could if I had a ticket to a concert or similar entity type of activity? And so we started looking into that with my hotel friends, and we actually developed this idea to make transferable non-refundable reservations. We use blockchain as that technology. We've created a marketplace now where people can take a non-refundable reservation, book it, and then go ahead and resell it at any time in the secondary market. What's really interesting with the tokenization, what the technology allows you to do is break apart the reservation. So a 7-day reservation, if you had to leave early, you could sell the last 2 days. You can go sell those, customer buy those, and all the legacy hotel systems are updated to reflect those secondary market transactions. So we're very excited about this technology and kind of, we have a very large vision, which I very interested to discuss with this group about how this technology is going to evolve over the next decade or so.
Thank you so much, Leon. Welcome to be here. Let's go with our next distinguished guest, Alex Barros from Hotel Verse, Grow and Innovation, one of the mega blaster about metaverse. Please, Alex, it's your turn to introduce yourself and the company. Thank you to be here.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having us. It's a very busy season for us. I think there's a lot of big events taking place in the next few days. I guess I'll be meeting some of the other people here in the panel in other countries speaking at these events. But anyway, I basically run the growth and innovation with Hotelverse, which is basically a company that's trying to really bridge Web3 content to Web2 platforms that are currently available. And I guess, unlike most people think, I think more than trying to push, let's say, the metaverse hard and fast, we're trying to bridge the gap between where we're going to get to where we are today with our technology. Really tokenizing rooms and helping hotels to sell via attributes-based selling. My background is completely based on travel tech. I also had marketing innovation for BeyondX, a revenue management platform. I've worked for SiteMinder, for Duetto, EasyWay, and a bunch of other travel tech companies in the past. And pleasure to be here, and it will be a very interesting conversation.
Thank you so much, Alex, to be here. Welcome. Let's go with your next distinguished guest, Mr. Ken Pato from EV Hotel Group, CEO and founder, specialist on crypto, NFT, and blockchain. Ken, thank you so much to join us. Thanks to be here, and take your time, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Obviously, it's an honor and pleasure to be here, Vinicius. This is obviously my second travel tech. I remember doing the one last year. Very late, but this one I like it. It's a little bit early. So I've been in the hospitality industry. This is what now my 27th year. Graduated from the UAE with my MBA in International Hospitality Management. I was the youngest CEO in hospitality history at 30. And then 3.5 years ago, I decided that I've always been a huge fan of technology. I use this analogy. We go to a burger spot and we can get different revenue streams, right? If you own a burger spot, you buy a milkshake, you buy a soda, fries, tater tots, and you get a burger. You got so many different revenue streams there. And I decided with hotels, we've only had one. And why do we only have one? Why? The only way hotels make money is rooms. So this is where I created the world's first ever trade floor inside of a hotel. That's where you buy, sell, trade crypto. We have NFT lobby, where it's a digital art gallery. Then we have NFT guest rooms. And then we also have the NFT rewards program. And this is where we work with just influential athletes, celebrities, and we have a split revenue sharing system with them for the NFTs. And this is how we scale the product. This is how we scale the hotel. And where we have the revenue, the break-even point being 18 to 21 months. Compared to any other hotel brand in the world right now, is 4 to 5 years on a break-even. So we've created all these different things. We own our own technology. We own our own smart devices. And this is where we've taken that automation piece. And this is where we're able to lower the labor percentage almost by half to currently what the industry has. I mean, I could keep going on and on, Vinicius, but I want to give everybody their turn.
Thank you so much to be here, Ken. It's always a pleasure having you with us. So let's go with our other distinguished guest, Benjamin, Vice President of Sales from Quick Text. Benjamin, please introduce yourself, my friend. Welcome to be here again.
Hi, everyone. So I guess I'm here because I've been working in artificial intelligence for the last 6 years. Okay, I'm one of the co-founders of Quick Text. We specialize in virtual assistants for hotel. We've been using conversational artificial intelligence for the last, as I said, 6 years. And now we are focusing a lot in generative AI to enable new use cases. And I believe it would be interesting to have a little bit of technical debate or actually understand a little bit better the small print that comes with generative AI, etc. Because I guess there will be a few enthusiasts, but there is also a dark side that I think is fascinating. So I hope we will dive into that.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. We have a lot of dark sides, a lot of companies shooting their foot with the eye and firing a lot of people. They have no idea what they're doing, but it's okay. We're going to discuss that for sure during the Congress. Thank you so much to be here, Benjamin. Let's go with our last but not the last, Mr. Sakin, co-founder from Sheni. Welcome, Sakin, to be here. Thank you so much from New York. Sakin, it's your turn to present yourself and present Sheni. Please, go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, Vinicius, for having me here. Myself, Sachin Narod, founder and CEO of Zenny. Unlike everybody, I also don't come from a deep travel background. I started my career as a doctor and molecular biologist at University of Pennsylvania. I built multiple startups, including a diagnostic healthcare company called Sovagen. I exited that in 2014 and decided to spend some time traveling. While enjoying my vacation, I also encountered a bunch of issues in travel industry, like Leon did in his non-refundable bookings. And then I was fascinated by all of the issues in supply chain and payments. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the world's largest employer with 330 million people working for it, 10% of world's GDP, $2 trillion moves across the border. And they have the most archaic old tech, which is not serving the current, not keeping up with the current demand and supply. Spent time talking to thousands of subject matter experts like yourselves, Ken, John, and Alex, and Benjamin, and of course Leon and you, Vinish. And then I came out like, oh wow, there is so much to be done in this, because this is the only industry which has many companies who are multi-billion dollars exist, and they don't even know or never heard of each other. It's unlike everything gets consolidated between one or two monopolized company like Google and Facebook in different markets. At Zenny, we're basically creating solutions which are very future focused, where we use all the Web3 and decentralized platform to settle the payments instantly between all the counterparties. We are also in the same space where Leon and Alex are trying to build a solution where NFTs could be adopted and utilized to transfer the booking from one to other. On the metaverse side, we have partnered with one of the very strong 3D video content creator who have around 200,000 hotels who has that content, where we are converting that into metaverse and creating a real-time bookings solution over there when people in Meta. Zenny is overall pioneering its footprint on the travel space in a very different market. Blockchain and Web3, we come with a very different perspective as a group of people. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Again, thank you for all of you to be here. So for everybody that is listening to us right now, don't forget that Travel Tech provide the opportunity for all of you to write down your questions during this Congress. And after when we looking to finish the panel, I will ask your questions. Let's go. Let's start the questions, and all of you will have 5 minutes to answer your questions. So let's start straight away. As we have 1 hour, so we have limited time. I know this we can stay 3 hours speaking about this, but we have another Congress later on. So welcome everybody to be here. Let's start straight away with Mr. John Ruiz. Let's go with the first question. So, Mr. John, what is the current state of Web3 in the travel industry? And which are the low-hanging fruit or the easier use cases applications to start embracing with our organizations? I will repeat the question. What's the current state of Web3 in the travel industry? And which are the low-hanging fruit or the easier use case applications to start embracing with our organizations? Go ahead, my friend. All yours.
Sounds good. Definitely a very good question. In short, and overall, in the US and globally, the industry is in a very early stage, especially when compared to other industries who are moving much more ahead and faster, using and testing this radical innovation. For example, payments, retailing, supply chain, fashion, music, those are progressing at a very fast speed and launching very creative projects. But coming back to travel, within this early stage and in the last 18 months, there have been over 15 startups or applications that have been launched globally. And I cannot name it all because of the time constraints. But for example, here in the panel, we have 4 or 5 great examples of great founders who are basically using Web3 ideas to differentiate and offer great solutions and products. Now, that's in overall, right? We're very early stage, but very happily we have seen very good people moving in with very, very brave efforts trying to go out and bring this technology to the industry. In regards to easy ways to start moving forward, I would say that there are many different possibilities. Blockchain is not a one-purpose technology. It can be applied and cooperate with different applications. and it can be the main part of an application, or it can be one single part that simply supports a bigger part of another application. So applications can be as complex or as simple as creating an NFT collection. And this one, I like it a lot because it's very simple to implement, also very simple and easy to get approval, internal approvals. And it goes mostly towards the marketing side of things. So imagine that instead of now marketing teams within companies only thinking on how do we attract one single customer that only comes to the website or to our hotel once or twice a year, now marketing teams will also have the opportunity to think on, okay, how do we also build communities? How do we build a group of people that we can give them this digital collectible, these digital assets? Now they become and form a community, and that asset will give them a specific exclusive benefits. So, for example, Etihad, they launched last year a very successful campaign, Etihad Airlines. They launched about 2,000 little images of airplanes with very nice colors and also with the branding of the soccer teams that they sponsor. And they give it out, they sell it, I think $150 per each. But then all these people who bought these NFTs, they get immediately special discounts, access to specific areas in the website, access to VIP lounges areas in the airports, access to personals in-person events, access to straightforward to one of the levels within Etihad's uh, loyalty program. So this year, for example, Etihad is looking into adding more benefits to this group of community of holders of NFT collections, and is also looking into how this group can also shape the future of what they do regards to the product, or even how they can also become social media influencers holding this NFT as a proof that they are part of this community. um, I think that is one of the easiest and simplest approach that it really applies to everyone, from hotels to destination manager companies to visit Miami, visit Orlando, visit Puerto Rico, uh, airlines. It is a very low hanging fruit project for anyone to start participating. Yes.
Thank you so much, John. Somebody wants to add something to what John just said? No one? No?
Well, actually, I was just going to say we started doing that ourselves with commemorative NFTs to allow people to create their own custom NFTs that incorporate the hotel's branding and their own photos. And yeah, it seems like a very easy way. It's a very easy way for hotels to do it, low risk, and it's very gives an immediate hook to give something to the consumer, where the consumer can share it on social media or otherwise communicate it. So it's allows them to share their brand. Essentially, people share the hotel's brand and their great memories and their photos all in the combined package with people, and then people who access that NFT actually can unlock discounts, just as John said.
Well, what I've seen also, for example, Emirates for airlines, the NFT, it's working pretty well. We have, as I know, we have Emirates using it pretty well, and a lot of people that's buying it. And after that, they're making money. When when the prices goes up, they make a lot of money on the NFTs. So it's like a broke. You can be a broker on an NFT for the airlines. If you dedicate for that and you have an agency, you can make money up to that. And here in South America, you have only one Central and South America have just one airline doing that. That is Fly Bondi. That is from Argentina. I don't know if the U.S. I think I don't know if they're applying right now, but American Airlines was looking for it, but I don't know if they're applying already. I think Emirates is the unique, if I'm not wrong, that's using NFT at the moment. Sakin, you want to say something, I think?
Yeah, of course. No, great. I mean, I just have a question, Leon and John. Like, given the archaic state of the industry, converting any hotel booking into NFT is an easy part. But having that transacting or transferring from one part to the other is pretty a whole different infrastructure. Are you guys looking at these problems? How would you apply it to hotels? What infrastructure is required? What are your thoughts on these things?
I will let Lion, because I think his is basically on his core. I think that's what.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good question, right? And in fact, so we have two NFT use cases that we use for our site. One is the commemorative NFTs, which is after you've checked in and you're basically, you're creating just a collectible for yourself. The other one is the actual NFT with the contract rights. If I transfer the NFT to you, I transfer the contract rights to the hotel. And we've actually, in the current iteration, I'd say our architecture is about 80% legacy databases, SQL, centralized databases, and 20% NFTs. And partly, it's just exactly your point. There's a lot of technical work that's to be done. But in fact, the hardest problems now are not the technical problems. The issue is hotels aren't yet comfortable with me owning an NFT that has rights to, say, 5 nights and be able to transfer that to somebody else without some kind of connection back to a centralized platform or a way for the hotel to see it. So we're still using centralized technologies for part of our tech stack specifically to support the needs of hotels. The nice thing is it's all, we have built that whole infrastructure so that if I transfer my reservation to you, we update all the legacy systems. So from the hotel clerk that sees a reservation now in your name, it's completely seamless to them. It looks like any other reservation. And really, that's a challenge that everybody's going to have, and this is true in the whole Web3 space. Is the difficulty and Alex kind of addressed this. The difficulty in giving migration paths that allow companies to go from the current state to this future state in a safe way, and that's what we always see with hotels. They want a safe way of migrating to this kind of future technology in a way that doesn't disrupt their existing business model too badly.
I think so no low-hanging fruits there. Adoption is a challenge. Okay, go ahead, so, Alex.
What I was gonna say was, honestly, like this is gonna sound provocative, but actually it is. So basically, I worked in the same space as Benjamin in a company called EasyWay in the past, and basically, for me, it's mind-blowing that some hotels are worried about, let's say, going into blockchain and going into, NFTs, and they don't even have a guest messaging platform, for example. For me, it's like completely madness. So I think that there must be like some sort of reorganization, and there must be a moment where hoteliers basically look at digitalization we've been talking about for 20 years, and I'm sick and tired of it, and basically say, okay, fine, what is this boogeyman everybody's talking about? What does digitalization mean? Am I doing, online check-in? Am I having, let's say, your e-concierge? Am I going to have, chatbot that talks to your guest automatically and gives the guest, information on demand the way he wants it? And for me, forget about my head here, obviously, with Hotelverse, but as somebody who's been in travel tech for almost 20 years, for me, it bugs me. Having this conversation sometimes and having sometimes people that are so excited about blockchain and NFTs. I'm like, do you have a guest message platform in your hotel? No, I don't. Come on. Like, before you do anything, just go and talk to Benjamin, talk to EasyWay, talk to any of the guys.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but as we have a limited time, I just want to add something and go to the next question. But we need to understand, on my point of view, I have 22 years working on technology for hoteliers and distribution. What we need to understand is the blockchain, NFT, and crypto has not been built at the moment for independent hotels or middle hotels or small hotels. We need to understand this has been built for Hilton, for Marriott, for EC hotels, for ANH hotels, for big chains. Those big chains, they need to have that kind of technology on place and in the next 2 years, and they need to be prepared for that. When we talk, for example, for independent hotels, we still have independent hotels don't even have a channel manager, or don't even have a rate shopper, or don't even have a good website. So when we speak about that, for sure, those hotels will have an NFT, but maybe, for example, Shany.com as an example, or Expedia can maybe build an NFT or a destination, just an example, a destination as an ecosystem. You can build a platform for destination, sell the entire destinations, and those hotels centralize a platform of the destination and have the NFT. We cannot attend for the hotels, independent hotels, to understand this technology and put that in place. But we need to think forward in that. We need to understand that maybe the ecosystem will change, and we need to work to change the ecosystem and integrate those hotels that maybe never will go for a blockchain or an NFT. We need to integrate them to other platforms to do that for them. That is my point of view.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Vinicius. I would like to add something there. No, absolutely, Vinicius. I would like to add something there. As a company, we do not, as a Zenny, we do not want anyone to change their current state of business, and we are still offering the next generation technology. We are a payment settlement solution, and we are also an NFT player where no centralized system in the world needs to change their current state of business. We could still do it under our platform.
Great.
Yeah.
We have a question from the public here. I will move forward with the questions. The question, it's here just to for the public that I know. I'm taking the question here, and I will move forward with questions. If not, we don't have time. When I move forward with the next two questions, I bring back this question here from the public, and then I move forward with the other questions. If not, I will have time to manage the panel. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be rude with anybody. Please don't get offended at all. Please. So let's move forward. Let's go here with the next question that will be to Lion Hargrave. So Lion, what are the largest benefits for hotels and travelers from the emergence of these technologies, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, blockchains? So if you can go straight to the point and let us know your opinion of that, would be great. Thank you so much, Lion.
Yeah, so I mean, look, there's for me, if you look at the hotels, first of all, there's several benefits. First of all, I think hotels are going to start to get a lot better data going forward and a lot better clarity about the relationship with their customer. The thing that shocked me coming into the industry externally when I really got to kind of wrestle with it was the fact that Booking and Expedia essentially have this duopoly where they control the whole distribution. And that the industry, now I've talked to enough industry professionals, I've heard them rue the day that they allowed themselves to give away the channel to these two big companies that basically rolled up everybody else. And I think that's going to be the big dramatic change. I think the advent of these technologies is going to change that distribution and basically break that duopoly. I think it's become much more difficult, or it's going to be a changed environment. And the reason is you're going to have a better way for hotels to communicate who they are. Most hotels are very commoditized now when they're being presented on most distribution platforms. But with the advent of these technologies, like what Alex is building in Hotelverse, that are really going to allow hotels to show off what they're doing in a very specific and special way, that really changes that. And we're doing a very similar thing. When you mentioned like what is the metaverse or the Web3 experience going to be, from our perspective, that experience is going to be within 10 years. Before you travel someplace, you're going to be able to go visit that place virtually, see what it is, walk around the area, walk around the amenities, go visit the room you're going to be in, either the specific room or the room type, understand what that is, and then be able to purchase a reservation that you can then transfer or move around any way you want. So it's really going to move the power to the consumer to understand what they're buying. That really does help the hotels that have high quality products. Like if you're, again, this is as an external person in the industry, when I talk to hoteliers, you see their passion, right? They want to create this experience for their travelers. And again, I'm a trader, so I care about the money. But when I talk to hoteliers, they really do care about the money, but they really care about the experience. They really care about what they're bringing to the consumer. And then you see that when their hotel shows up on Expedia, it's a picture of a king-size bed, and that's it. And that consumer has no idea what has been done by the hotelier to create this special experience for them. And so the ability for these technologies to allow the consumer to understand what they're buying, the same way that right now, if you go on Amazon, there's you know exactly what you're getting. Like there's 1,000 pictures of it. You can look at it every different direction. You know exactly what you're getting. There's no sense of uncertainty. Most people buying vacations now, you don't know when you get to that hotel, when you're going to open that door, what's going to be behind that door. And the ability to create that kind of certainty and bring that kind of experience to people is really where I think all these technologies are going to go. And they're going to basically converge to give a better experience to the traveler. They're going to get more information from AI. They're going to have more access to data, and they're going to have much more control of what they've purchased and how they can, redistribute it or sell it or move it around. A lot of restrictions and uncertainty that exist now for travelers is going to disappear, and that will benefit the strongest hotels. The hotels have the best quality product, the best quality experience, will actually be able to see a price premium over hotels that are much more tired and are currently relying on very nicely staged photos to compete.
Thank you so much, and I totally agree with you. But I still thinking that even if we have all the artificial intelligence, at some point always we will need a blend between human being and artificial intelligence. I think artificial intelligence always will be there to. Right now, we have in hotels in the travel industry a lot of people doing things that they that is the robots can do it and make the people do what they need to do. That is a guest service, for example, or the guest experience that the artificial intelligence can help on that, but the blend of a human being will be always necessary. Thank you so much. Somebody wants to add something, or if not, yes, go ahead, Alex.
No, I think. I mean, honestly, we'll be saying very similar things. I think that when you think about, the fact that the biggest, most expensive online ticket that we spend every year is actually on a holiday, and we have no idea we're going on a blind date. For me, it's just crazy. Like if you think about, you're flying from Europe to the Caribbean or from the US to the Caribbean, and when you get there, you're pretty much left at the hands of a receptionist who's going to, depending on her mood, she's going to give you a good room or a bad room, and you basically have to live with it. And you can't return your holiday. You're kind of stuck there with it. So I think that that's definitely a big move that the travel industry is definitely been waiting for. And I think the guests after COVID really want to have more control. They're traveling less, but they want to make sure that when they do go, that the experience is going to be a good one, that they're going to have exactly what they're looking for on their stays,
Thank you so much. So let's move forward. We have questions from the public. Please write down your questions. I will come back for those questions in a few moments. I go to the next question. The next question is for Alex Barros. So, Alex, how can hotels bridge the gap between Web3 content to Web2 platforms we have today? And will that impact guests and their experience? I got to repeat the questions. How can hotels bridge the gap between Web3 content to Web2 platforms we have today? And will that impact guests and their experience? Take
Perfect.
your time.
I mean, I think it's kind of like perfectly aligned because it's right after Lion and exactly what he was saying. So what we're doing at Hotelverse is really creating this content, this 3D hyper-realistic, let's say, model that you can actually, turn the hotel around, see exactly what you have around the property. You almost can visit it without having to go there. And when you get there, you're not surprised that there is a massive, car park where you're going to be staying, or there's not a dodgy area next to the hotel. So you actually get to visit what you're buying and literally design your stay. And for example, I mean, if I always make this joke, but I mean, if you think about, it doesn't have to be just the best view, but imagine that you have like a hip surgery and you need to be close to the lift because it can't be walking 100 meters down the hall, to get your room. So all those things make the customer experience so much better, and the experience the guest is going to have in your hotel is going to be, exponentially better, because he's going to have the kind of room he wants, the kind of view he wants, the kind of facility he needs. He's going to be able to, let's say, decide that the room he's going to be staying is going to have a connecting room because his children are going to be with him. So, all the things that make you worry about a holiday or a trip, especially when you do that in the vacational mindset, or when you're on holidays, I think that all of those things are actually able to exist today. So what we're doing with Hotelverse really is, how do we create this Web3 content, this metaverse content, and serve it to you on platforms that we have available today? Your desktop, your mobile, your iPad. How do you basically create that content without having to have a super machine or having to wait for it to load up in the metaverse for ages? So what we're trying to do is really helping hotels to get this Web3 contents put on their websites. So when a guest goes to the website, they can actually explore and experience what they're going to be buying before they go. So I think the let's say the impact on the guests' experience is massive, and the impact on the profitability for the hotels is also massive, because once you have this immersive experience that can help guests convert on your website, that means that you're basically less dependent on OTAs and commissions, because you now have a better value proposition to actually convince people to buy with you, because you now show them your product like a shoe on Amazon, so you have the ability to understand what you're buying, and the blind date gets away. You know, you don't have to go on a blind date. You know exactly what you're going to get there.
So at the end, it's like a gamification. I'm gonna make a trick question right now. We see Disney that hire 7,000 developers on Metaverse. We're seeing Facebook hire 4,000 people on Metaverse. They're doing only gaming. So for all of you, what are you thinking about Metaverse on the not on the hotels, on the tours and travel industry? What I'm a real believer that can help for sure, but to buy as an experience, to know what we're buying, how it's look like. But I'm getting old, but I have 44. But it's more for the new generations, maybe. I don't know your opinion. I would like to have other opinions also here. Go ahead.
I have.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Alex. You answered,
go.
and I'll have a counter opinion on this one.
Yeah,
So,
my opinion as well.
yeah, this is my belief. All right. Yeah, think about how the meta searches have came in picture, and we have given consolidation power to Expedia and Booking.com, and hotels been trying to snatch that customer attention back to them. But Google is taking that customer attention and sending it to Expedia and Booking because they are paying Google a lot of money. So as I said, Vinicius, it's
$7
oligopoly. It's
million
not
per
just
year, each
right,
one.
exactly, right. Google's 10% earning or largest earning, I don't know the exact number, comes from the
7
travel
billion.
advertising. Yep, travel advertising. And now what Alex just said, like, hey, look, you get to see the shoe like Amazon was trying to sell it to you. But the problem with the hospitality industry is if I'm going in London or New York, I want to see every single shoe or that hotel. That means I can go on every single hotel's website. So the way I see the future is going to be a big metaverse that could be a Facebook's metaverse or someone else's, where you have a huge audience, and guys like Ken Patel might have to just buy now a virtual property to put the hotel there, which is a replica of this, and the consumer is traveling like, yeah, this room looks good to me. I'm just gonna get the booking done. That's how I see the future. I don't want to see it differently. I mean, I don't know if it's different than what Alex was saying. So
it's very aligned,
Okay.
actually. You know, our vision is that once we have enough content, that's exactly what's going to happen. You go to hotelverse.com and you see all the hotels that I have got, you know, proper content. So you can choose among 100 hotels, the one you want to stay in based on likewise content. You're absolutely spot on. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
For sure. So let's move on with the next question. For all the public, please write down your questions. I will move forward and I will come back for all the questions that we're having here. So don't worry about it. Please write down and I will come back as soon as we finish. We have 3 questions more and we come back to our attendance questions. Please write down. I have all of them just already blocked here to ask you. So let's move forward. Right now, the question is with my big friend Ken Paddle. Ken, this is a good and nice question. So, how does NFT and crypto future scale the hospitality industry? I'm gonna repeat the question. How does NFT crypto future sorry, I'm so sorry. How does NFT and crypto future scale the hospitality industry?
I mean, in so many ways. As I think Sachin was saying earlier during the conversation, and I think everybody probably agrees with this, the industry's been very stagnant. And when it comes to technology, very stagnant. I mean, you can compare different brands to what they have. I mean, you take Marriott with their mobile key. They say it's a digital key, but you still got to show your ID. So you're still waiting at the front desk to get your digital key. So it's like a Band-Aid, right? IHG doesn't even have the digital key. And then Hilton has a digital key that's probably compared to the best digital key. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, I mean, all of these things is part of the experience and the expectations of what the guest wants, right? When we look at, as an operator, we're stuck with one revenue stream. And I said this in the beginning, is we're only selling rooms. Now, as an operator as well as a hotelier, we're worrying about chargebacks, right? So how do we solve the chargeback situation? Crypto. Taking in crypto eliminates, hotels lose an average of 2% of revenue a year in chargebacks. Okay. Now, how does the NFT play? It's the NFT is an extra layer of revenue stream, I would say. And this is where now we're creating more revenue streams. We as hotels always say, how can we draw guests in, right? How can we draw certain guests in? So if you have an NFT lobby, now you're drawing guests in. They're not just there to rent your rooms. They're there to come in to almost like an art gallery. Now you're bringing in different types of guests, right? One of the things that I've focused on for the last 4 years, I would say, is creating a new segment. We're always used to BT, business traveler, and LT, leisure traveler. So I created TT, technology traveler. When we take the biggest tech companies out there, where I reside in Alpharetta, Georgia, we have alone 702 tech companies here. And we never had the focus in the hospitality industry to look at that segment alone. And now when you look at the evolution of the web, when we talked about 2000, when we were seeing Google, Apple, Microsoft all coming out of nowhere, right? And creating these trillion-dollar valuation companies. Then we had COVID in 2020. That's where the evolution of the web 20 years later happened again with blockchain, crypto, Web3, metaverse. We're the only hotel brand in the world that's in the metaverse. You know, when you take the metaverse, you look at Dubai and Abu Dhabi, they're the first cities in the world to be in the metaverse. Nike had 8 million visitors in the metaverse. But none of the top 5 hotel brands have even focused on this, right? There's no focus. And this is what I mean as being very stagnant. Obviously, what we're doing is creating an effect. And now other people are looking at what we're exactly doing. And this further scales the industry in so many different ways. Whether you look at it as a hotelier, whether you look at it as a guest, as an employee, all of these things get tied in because the processes have never been changed. And that's what we've done alone, is we've changed every single process, right? From the time you check in to how the restaurants work to what the employees have to do. The employees in our hotel brand don't have to fill out logs and checklists. I truly don't believe in that. I'm like, we're in 2023. We shouldn't have them filling out logs and checklists. And the crypto piece with our trade floor, now this creates another layer of where now guests, even they might not be hotel guests, can go onto that trade floor. How do they go onto the trade floor? They have to purchase an EV Hotel NFT. It's like their pass. So based on that pass, they're going to be able to trade. We have our own exchange. So our own exchange that we created with 10X out of Chicago, they developed our own wallet, our own exchange, and this is where they buy, sell, trade crypto. So there's a lot of these things that I've done in this hotel brand that the industry's never seen. You know, they've never seen this aspect of it. And this is what I mean. This will further scale it. Marriott tried to pull out an NFT at the Miami Art Basel. It didn't work because they didn't understand how this industry actually works. There's processes behind it. You just can't say, oh yeah, let me release the NFT and it'll sell and it'll do well. No, it doesn't work like that. So I think that's what they really need to understand better. And I mean, we've got the right team and the right people behind it that we can say we can create just a massive NFTs, like whether it's a Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, you know, just Gordon Ramsay, all these people that we have behind the brand. This is the part of it that there were never, the hotel industry, the hospitality industry never had influential people involved. You know, if you go and I know asking you guys, if I asked you, name me the top 5 hotel brand CEO, you probably wouldn't know it. And that's what we didn't have. We didn't have athletes behind it. We didn't have celebrities behind it. And that's what this brand has created. And that's what we feel as we're like 100 steps ahead of everybody else. And that's how we feel it's going to further scale it, even with the crypto and NFT piece.
Thank you so much, Ken. It's impressive what you're doing. Somebody want to speak about, because I'm not an expert in crypto, so I don't know. Like, for me, it's very impressive. And I'm not a financial. I'm an engineer, but it's for me. Everything you said was amazing. But I'm not a specialist in this area, principally in crypto. But you create your own wallet and everything, your own exchange. For me, it's like whoa. But I don't know. Somebody wants to say something about it, please go ahead. Lion, Sakim.
Okay, so something that makes it very difficult for me to understand many things. Okay, it's just I'm not a very smart guy. I like very simple concepts, and what I feel is that in hospitality, people are focusing so much on feature. Oh, we're doing this on the metaverse. We're doing this on crypto, and we're doing that. But what I feel is that we are missing a framework. Okay, what I mean by a framework is a way of thinking. Okay, when you're hotelier, many times you're trained to think of let's do this thing. Instead, like what I see is that the interface that the customer is using to access the online world is changing. So we moved from computers that induced a behavior that was search, and that will still exist, of course. But now, like, there is a second, let's say, tools that we use in order to access the digital world, which is mobile. And actually, mobile has a different DNA that prompts another behavior from the user, and this behavior is interaction. So, for example, that's why we speak about AI, etc., because AI enables interaction and enables customers to obtain content on demand. I believe there will be a third age that is still to be defined. That is about immersion. You know, like now, like mobile will not be enough. Maybe in 5 years we will all have glasses that enhance the reality. And actually, if you take your mobile and you're stupid like me, and Google Maps get tired of you, will say, just turn on your camera and I will guide you, idiot. And this is the kind of thing that yeah. This is the kind of thing that will kind of drive the development of technologies that are immersive and that work. So I actually, like, if I could say something, I would refrain for you know, when we're doing perspective, I would refrain from focusing on features, and I would focus on what are the things that are going to project us to the digital world. It was computer a few years ago, so search. Now it is mobile, so it is interaction, and then comes the question of AI. And very soon, I believe in the next 5, 6, 7 years, which is nothing, we will start having immersive tools that will actually enhance our life. And I really think it's going to come step by step. So I saw massive initiatives about the metaverse, or trying to kind of bring the whole world together. And Alex, I believe you will understand me more than anyone, because it makes me think of Brasilia, the city of the future that never came. You know, it was built because everybody believed that the architecture of Brasilia would be the architecture of the 2000s, except it was the 2000s dreamed by Isaac Asimov, and it didn't ever appear, because we're trying to we don't try to understand what is underlying all these changes, which is much more simple than trying to guess what is the technology that people will use in the next 5 years. So that's what I wanted to say about, like, you know, these big buzzwords like metaverse, AI, etc. In fact, for the hoteliers that I believe listen to this podcast, which might be more independent from what I understood, like, guys, just focus on one thing. 20 years ago, people starting to search on computer. So you had a way to present your information. Tomorrow or today, people interact. You know, they are on their mobile. So you need to find a way to structure your data and deliver it on demand. That is the role of AI. And then at some point, this data will not be enough. So that's when you will be needed to think about immersive technology. As simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for us, our focus isn't the crypto and NFT. Our focus is technology. And that's why we're the world's first smart hotel brand. Like, we developed our own technology, even our software, EV Human, it's the world's first all-in-one software. And even the contactless, even our smart devices, what we've done with the locks, the mirrors, all these things is based on technology. But when you look at the industry, their version of technology is, let's get a technology vendor, right? They're not developing any technology in-house because that's not their game. That they're never going to do that. They're just never going to do that. So if it costs, it's always about cost. And how are they going to lay that cost to the franchisee? And that is the biggest problem of implementation with technology in the industry. It's not that they don't want to do it. For Marriott, they have to now, let's say they get a smart thermostat. Now they have to get that smart thermostat into 8,000 hotels. For us, we started from ground up. So we're able to do this. Like, we don't have a design PIP, we have a technology PIP. So with that technology PIP on an annual basis, we're able to put in new technology every year. So, I mean, that's kind of, hopefully I kind of laid it out, the framework on why we're so different to where the industry is. And we feel like they're going to follow the trend, because the current Oracle Hospitality report that came out in June of last year that surveyed 10,000 guests said 72 or 73% of the guests said they want high tech in hotels. And that is the biggest hospitality vendor, Oracle. So, I mean, it was a very big report, and it kind of scaled us to another level, and our phones didn't stop ringing saying that we want this hotel. So I think the guests are talking. The more they talk, I think they'll push those buttons.
Thank you so much. I love discussion on this panel. Everybody learns from everybody. This is great. Okay, let's move forward. We have a lot of questions here from people. We have from Vladimir Novikova, for Suman Batari, from Jose Manuel Peugeot, co-founder of Moldes, that's listening to us from Galicia, Spain. But you're going to wait a little bit. Sorry for that. I have two more questions. The next one is for Benjamin. The last one is for second, and then I go to the question for the public, because we are on time yet, and then we're gonna have the last Congress today for Travel Tech US and Canada. So let's move forward, everybody. Good energy, and let's go. So, my dear friend Benjamin, the question is to you. How do you see the use of generative AI in hotel virtual assistants? At the moment, we can see that on AI, the only one that I know that is using generative AI is a chat, but it's not Chat GPT. Is Jasper that's coming on board from Amazon. Not even Google is doing it. The only one that I see in the market that is not there is Apple, for example. I'm just waiting Apple to do something. At the moment, Meta is building it. Google is not ready. But how do you see the use of generative AI and hotel virtual assistants based on your vast experience and knowledge? Can you please illustrate us? Thank you.
Okay, because like I'm just a technician, right? So my
Don't be no. Don't be so. Oh, I'm just a technician. No, come on, man. Come on, express yourself, please.
So when I see a very huge hype on ChatGPT, which is indeed a breakthrough. But what kind of shocks me a little bit is that all of a sudden everyone is aware that they absolutely need to move to AI right now. Okay. And I think that ChatGPT is not the answer to everything that you've been waiting for. You know, like you need to think a little bit with strategy. Okay. So ChatGPT brings us to the world of generative AI, which is very cool. But we also need to be aware that this is not for all use cases, for three reasons, and it needs to be applied with care when it is necessary. Okay. So there is no doubt that generative AI will be part of our life, that AI will be part of our life. If you're not using or starting to get interest about virtual assistants and AI in general, well, it's like we are in the 2000s and you're saying the web is not interesting for me. You should change your job. the real thing here is that now that generative AI is here, we need to use this resource, adapt it to hospitality, but with care, because when I see a lot of providers just like jumping directly into ChatGPT without asking any question, I get very worried, because every time I make a request on ChatGPT, I burn a few trees. Every time you send a request to ChatGPT via a virtual assistant, for example, you burn a small forest. Okay, because of the volume of data you need to send every time to create, to give to ChatGPT your context. The energy you use in answering a simple question such as "What time is check-in?" is just crazy. So, I wanted to say to every hotel that are asking me about ChatGPT every 5 minutes, I would say, do you understand how ChatGPT works? Do you understand that it is great and you need to use it at some point? And I will just go into the use cases in a moment. But do not freaking use it to get the answer to what time is check-in, okay? Because here you're just spending a vast amount of energy for nothing. And the problem is that global warming, etc., is something that if you imagine that everyone starts using ChatGPT for nonsense, then you're gonna kind of, we already have a huge problem with global warming. Don't use servers needlessly. Okay, use this kind of technology with care. So you should use traditional AI, which is conversational AI, which are texts that are pre-registered on a system that is trained to answer like the simple question. Use generative AI when it is really necessary, when it opens you new doors. For example, traditional chatbots have an issue with multiple questions in one single customer sentence. Use it for that. Maybe use it to answer the phone. Okay, but all of a sudden people have kind of gained awareness of AI, and they all want a Hummer. Okay, but you don't need that for most of the use cases. Make sure that if you are eco-friendly in many aspects, make sure that your tech stack is also optimized for energy consumption. That's the first point. Second point is ChatGPT will answer, or generative AI will often answer things that are not within what you want to say or not the way you want to express it. So make sure that you keep control, okay? And for this, like, for example, my vision would be more to, or actually what we're doing as a company is we're doing our own generative AI instead of ChatGPT to control this hallucination effect. And the last point is ask where are your data going? Because in 5 years, when ChatGPT knows all your hotels perfectly, what is going to prevent him to say, hey, by the way, I'd rather send this customer to booking.com? Okay, so think about data sovereignty. Your data, okay, like are you able to be a direct source of data that is of higher quality so that people will keep going to you? I mean, that's how Google works. Okay, Google will rank you if you have quality data to provide. ChatGPT, if it deems that your customers, if they find a better information on ChatGPT than on your hotel, then what's your competitive edge? And the last point, it's about your customers. There is no chatbot solution at the moment that is doing a perfect job at sending clean data to ChatGPT. So at some point, your customer personal data are leaking. Okay, so I just wanted to say ChatGPT is great. Generative AI is part of the future, but use your brain to think.
Another point that I want you to set here, for example, we have a lot of add-ons that on ChatGPT, as Expedia and a lot of other companies taking that on board. Something that I discussed already with Benjamin. Okay, that is great as marketing. ChatGPT is not prepared enough, and any of them is prepared enough to give you everything you want. They can tell you, give me the hotels, give me about a destination. Okay, so that is not, they have bugs, we like or not. Second point, for those companies that is firing people for marketing or for content writers, first of all, if you're not a programmer or an engineer, or if you don't really look inside to how write down on the prompt to get a really different or specific response, don't use the data. You can use ChatGPT as an inspiration to help you. Do not use the data, because the first thing, if you use the data, your CEO for your website or for your company goes down. And the last thing, we still do not start with the quantum programmers. When we start the quantum programmers in the next years, then everything will change. Everything will change. Will take a little bit. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Let's go with the last question from Sakin, and then let's move forward with the questions from the public. And if somebody else wants to write down questions, do it right now, because I will accept one or the last questions after this, and then I'll go to the questions with the public. And then I need to finish the Congress today. So let's move forward with my friend Sakin. Sakin, thanks to be here. Let's go with your question here. Sakin, in what ways can AI and Web3 work together to improve the safety, security, and efficiency of travel? I'm going to repeat the question. In what ways can AI and Web3 work together to improve the safety, security, and efficiency of travel? And I will add something, because we have everybody with Web3, and in my opinion, we are in Web4 already. But go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Vinicius. Pretty interesting question. Think of it like the major pain points in travel. And Benjamin was mentioning some of the regenerative AIs could be helpful in multi-direction, especially chatbots and all. But major concern, I feel like identity verification would be one of the big one, which could be solved with the blockchain technology as well as the AI. Second, I believe smart contracts can be utilized for the payment settlement. So not only accepting the payment from a customer cross-border, it also could be settled between all the counterparties instantly. My belief is this technology can be used to really enhance check-in process. What Ken was talking about could be taking all the manual documentation out of the system, so that we could improve the security. So it's not exchanging the hands, and you're just simply moving our identity to the Web3. In terms of payments, I would say from consumer to OTA to consolidator to actual service provider, there are multiple parties, including travel agent in between this. So that's where I think Web3 blockchain technology will be very helpful. In terms of AI, I would see more of a predictive analysis, where you can analyze, let's say you're traveling next week and then weather is not going to great, flight schedules, forecasting, you're talking delays and disruption in future. So AI would help you in pricing those tickets and also helping you plan your trip. It's more personalized. It's more surpriseful trip. That's where I think AI would help. Of course, chatbot is still in very, very early stages. If you look at I think all AI people scares me, given the strength, what ChatGPT and all other AI tools have shown. It's a massively underutilized technology. Think of the major application of these technologies is either it is a convenience to customer, the AI could just simply find the personalized trip, or a cost, which is reduction in cost and security. So these three major aspect of industry is being handled by these two major technologies. I also think AI will help us analyze the risk assessment in terms of future potential terrorist threats and all other things. AI would be able to tell you, or a pandemic. Think about it. There is a potential pandemic coming up, or there is outbreak in some places. AI would start telling people not to travel in those areas because there is a chance of potential conflict or the pandemic. Overall, the integration of AI and Web3, I believe, can lead to more secure, efficient, enjoyable rate of travel experience rather than currently it's a bit painful. Every time I hear people, I traveled and it wasn't so great, my flight got delayed. I think companies like Leon and Alex and Ken, these guys are trying to aspire and build those next generation tech, including Benjamin. Yeah, thank you for your question, Vinicius.
Thank you so much, everybody, to be here. John, you want to say something?
Yeah, probably just to complement a little bit more in the futuristic side of how AI and blockchain technologies can work together in the long-term future. So now you have the base of all the data that is being created in our industry and many other industries. That data can also come from hardware, Internet of Things, right? All this bunch of data. There are more like 30 billion sensors in hardware all over the world now. So we have data. Then you have AI that is coming to make sense of that data, make decisions, make conclusions, and analyzing it and learning from it. How it is going to connect with blockchain or distributed layer technologies is it is going to help on the support of privacy. Blockchain technology is going to help on the privacy side. Basically, people and machines will have wallet secure bar cryptography and so many other technologies that are going to avoid we dealing with AI with our emails or personal information and so forth. Also, blockchain technology is going to help on the settlement part. So all this super mega intelligence that's being produced by AI, it needs to do something, right? So when it's going to go to negotiate, to make contracts, to make transactions, blockchain is going to be the infrastructure that's going to cooperate with it to bring that transparency on what AI systems are doing on their own.
Thank you so much for the insights. Right now, we are in 10 minutes to finish our Congress, so I will go to the questions from the public. So let's go with the first. I don't have the name. I'm so sorry, but we are here. So, how are conventional companies like Sabre and Amadeus looking at the distribution focused use cases such as tokenization, hotel room bookings? I don't know how Sabre and Amadeus are doing, but the question goes for the airlines tickets at the end because it's NFT. Somebody knows how they're doing this. Sakin, as you have all the troubles there and the companies, I don't know if somebody has an idea how they will do that. I have no idea because we don't have nobody from Saber and Amadeus here. But if somebody has an idea, please go ahead.
Look, and even the ones that do know, we have NDAs with them, and we couldn't share with you. Sorry.
No, it's very. I mean, it's simple. Like you look, the major. So these are bottlenecks. Look at Amadeus, Sabre, all the GDSs. The whole distribution is a bottleneck, and these guys are sitting on this pipeline since last 20, 30, whatever, 10, 20 years, right? It's the use case you'll have to work is around them, not with them. So tokenized hotel room, Amadeus and Sabre is not going to prepare themselves to work with efficient structure because their status quo helps them make more money. They are more valuable because they are not serving the customer right, because they're taking the money, they're a gatekeeper. I believe the tokenized hotel room bookings, I mean, at Zenny, we just built everything outside of these consolidators, knowing that technology is antiquated, they don't work well, we don't want to take part of it. If we want to build a new tech, and we want to build new tech faster than they do, we would just build it ourselves, and we'll directly integrate with every single supplier player who would want to be part of this. Sabre and Amadeus definitely want to in the game, but I think they still need to wrap their head around new distribution capabilities. So.
Yeah. I think that should be restated because that's been our experience as well. That the user experience technology, everything that we're talking about here, it can be changed very quickly, right? So and that can evolve very quickly. The technology evolves, but you always have to use his phrase, a bottleneck, in the sense that you're limited by the legacy technologies that many times sit inside the reservation systems of the hotels themselves. So for example, on Alex's thing with the specific hotel rooms, we looked at the same thing. Like we love the idea of being able to upsell specific hotel rooms. We think that is the type of experience people will want. But the vast majority of those backend systems now do not allow you as a third party to kind of reach in and pick a room number. That many times that's assigned at the time of check-in. And many of the systems just don't have the capacity to have any kind of API interface that allows you to select on a room number basis. So for the UX, for all these neat innovations we're creating, there's still a lot of work in figuring out how you're going to integrate with legacy systems, or as Sakin says, go around them some way to enable these technologies so that you're not being limited by the development roadmap of a system that's been around for 50 years.
Thank you so much. So let's go with the next question from Vladimir Novikov. I didn't understand too much. Will be the hotelier to bring the innovation of the traveler or a traveler from the new tech same generation? Somebody understood the question? To be very honest,
I mean, it could be a hotelier, but it's very common that people that are not within the hotels can see the solutions, like the fish in the fish tank. You're so involved with the problem and you can't really see it. And I guess people that are outside tend to see it clearly because they've got some distance to the problem. I mean, that's basically a big question. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but that's the only point I can bring to this question.
let's go to this one from Suman Batanay. Will travel agencies sustain when everything will be digital? Sakin, I think this is for you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so this is a big one, right? We have called travel agents doomsday the moment OTAs came in picture. But worldwide, there are at least 10 million travel agents. I think the role will change from travel agent to travel influencer, and technologies will support the travel influencers to monetize their followers. And the support system will be powered by AI, and tech will be as simple as just booking it on any OTA. That's what I think so. Travel agent will switch to travel influencer, and they will be serving the travel consumption for brands and TV.
So travel agencies, we still, and we need to understand, we have luxury travel agencies. They will never. I was one of the guys in 2006, 2007. I was expecting for 2012 that the travel agencies will disappear. I was wrong.
No.
They still exist.
No, they will never
disappear on my point of view. But as a tech person, in 2006, I said for 2012, travel agencies, everything's all be aligned, and then nobody will use travel agencies anymore. I was wrong. I'm talking about not online. I'm talking to the physical travel agencies, but I was totally wrong.
Yeah. No, I would like to add one thing here. A lot of people have a misunderstanding. Travel agents only do the reservation, only do the booking. The travel is a very complex in terms of post-booking. Everything starts post-booking, also pre-booking. There is a lot of research goes into it. As Leon and Alex was saying, hey, I don't know how the hotel looks like. I don't know what the location I'm getting into. Is it safe? Is it not? Travel agents have a lot of destination knowledge they bring into. They really spend time to make sure you're comfortable wherever you're going and you're taken care. They're also the fallback option when something goes wrong on your trip. The problem is they are not getting paid to do their job because of OTAs, and people are trying to do DIY, trying to book it themselves and try to manage it. I think as soon as you empower the travel agent with the modern technology and tools, the whole suite, they will be even better in fighting at it. If you look at it, net promoter scores with these big OTAs in negative, it's horrible. They don't serve their customer. No airline. I believe every airline hates their customers. It's so bad. Only industry player in the world that they don't like their customers.
I do the same. If you want to get your money back from airlines, forget about it. We'll take months or years.
They don't give a shit about their customers. Some travel agents at least care about their customers for the time they're spending with it. So, Samad, they will with the better tool. Iron Man is building one.
So this last question is for Alex. Hi, Alex. Great product. One question. Assign particular room to a specific client. Is this not a restriction too hard on the hotel industry? And the last question of the Congress.
Okay, so basically, obviously, we're all very much resistant to change. If you think about that as a problem, it's a problem for sure. Because obviously, if you want to be assigning rooms to hotels, to rooms, to guests 24 hours before arrival, you want to have the flexibility of doing all of that. But from the guest experience, it's a horrible thing because, I shouldn't be depending on you to decide where to put me if I bought a room from you. So basically, the way we work, we basically start assigning the rooms as the bookings come in. So therefore, the last, let's say, organization of the house 24 hours before arrival is done just as you do today. The difference is, John might have booked the room 3 months ago, and he chose that specific room, and that room is going to be saved for him, and therefore he paid you more for that as well, which basically gave you more profitability. So it really depends what is your agenda. If you want to make more money, if you want to have happier customers, you shouldn't be worried about less flexibility in moving guests around. So that's our point of view on it. We've had this tested and worked in Iberostar for 4 years before we started the company, and the results are fantastic.
Thank you so much, Alex. Before we say goodbye, in 40 minutes, we're going to start our last Congress for US, Canada. This year, we will have with us the Stuart Grip, Executive Vice President of Forbes Travel Guide, Wilka Nascimento, top 25 social media influencer for hospitality on US, Jose Manuel Peixó, Head of International Sales and co-founder of Forbes, Nima Anvar, CEO and guest CEO and founder of Guest Chat, and myself, CEO and the founder of Travel Tech and founder of HS Latin. So I wait everybody there. It's going to be a very nice. We're going to talk about luxury, smart destinations, and talk trends of hospitality and travel industry. And we'll pass by here. Thank you for all the attendance, for all the questions, for everybody to be here. Love you guys. And I'm going to pass for all of you to say goodbye. Leon, your turn.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah, well, hey, thank you very much for having us. If you're listening, www.thinktai.com, come join, be a member, see what we can do. It's a pretty fascinating platform. So I'm going to do my little pitch and hope you'll come join us.
For all the attendants, for all the people that will see after because everything that we do will be on YouTube, and we're having a record of visualizations after, because everybody's working right now. We're having a record for 1,700, 1,600 after our live show. So we're breaking records again on Travel Tech. And if you want to know or connect with those big sharks that we have here, you just go to traveltechspace.com. You have their LinkedIn contacts there, and you have for each company they are. And if you have everything about them, it's on traveltechspace.com. They don't know about that, but we do our job. We do our job. John Bruce, your turn, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Very happy to be here in this panel. And shoot your questions, please reach out through LinkedIn, media, and applications on blockchain, easy, difficult ones, beneficial ones. We can talk about it offline for sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much to be here, John. Alex Barros, your turn, man.
If you guys wanna hear out on what we're doing, come to hotelverse.tech, and we can help you out.
Thank you so much. Sakin from Cheney. Go ahead, man.
Thank you for having us. Thank you very much, Vinish. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this amazing talk. Nice meeting you all. At Zenny, we are providing amazing tools and technology. ZennyPay is settling the payments in travel, one of a kind. We launched the product a month ago, settled around $100,000 via blockchain tech. Amazing product. Please feel free to see us on LinkedIn, also on Instagram, Zenny Travels. I'm also available on both. We also go to a bunch of events in travel industry. Check out our website, zenny.com, www.zenny.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sakin. Benjamin Devizin. Sorry, man.
Goodbye, guys. If you have questions about artificial intelligence, just let me know. I dropped you my email in my name. Happy to answer any question, and I wish you a good rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you, Benjamin. My big friend, Ken Perro.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure and honor to just basically be with this whole panel and, the guest of this Congress as well. And you can find me, Ken Patel. I'm on every single social media that you can imagine, unless there's a new one out there. But also our website is theevhotel.com. And if you have any questions, anything you want to know about the brand, you definitely can answer it. I mean, depending on the chatbot that we have there, hopefully it can answer that question.
Ken, thank you everybody to be here. Have a good day ahead. Cheers. Bye-bye. Welcome to Travel Tech. Cheers. Bye.
Welcome to Travel Tech 2023 USA and Canada 4 edition, where transformation begins. By becoming a sponsor at Travel Tech, you'll gain access to an exclusive platform to showcase your brand to a global audience. Here's why you should sponsor our event. Travel Tech provided knowledge to more than 167 countries. Travel Tech is the largest online event in the travel and hospitality industry, reaching the milestone of over 1,500,000 unique impressions in its events. Delivering to the world knowledge, free education, inclusion, and effective networking for evolution in the industry. Being an excellent means of showcasing your brand. Over 80,000 people attended our live events, generating more than 19,000 hospitality and travel-focused leads. Introducing Travel Tech Academy, a platform offering free courses designed to share valuable knowledge from the best professionals in the travel and hospitality industry. Our mission is to provide inclusive learning opportunities for those who may not have the means to gain qualifications otherwise. With Travel Tech Academy, you'll have access to top-notch resources and insights that can help propel your career in the travel and hospitality sector. Over 3,500 professionals have already taken the course on our platform, acquiring knowledge and improving their professional profile. Many professionals, through Travel Tech Academy courses, have managed to find better job opportunities in the job market. For more information, visit traveltechacademy.com. Stay tuned for the upcoming editions. Brazil and Portugal, taking place between May 23rd and 25th. APAC, happening between July 11th and 13th. LATAM and Spain, taking place between September 12th and 15th. EMEA happening between November 14th and 18th, thus concluding the events of 2023. And to become a sponsor of Travel Tech, get in touch through our website, traveltechspace.com, or by email at geraldo@traveltechspace.com. Travel Tech